The year it happened was the first year they were allowed to go out on their own. No parents walking 10 steps behind pretending not to watch. No porch lights being flicked on as signals. No rules beyond being home when the bags were full and the streets started to empty. It felt enormous, like being trusted with something bigger than candy. They met at the corner store just before dark, when the sky still held a little blue and the air smelled like leaves and smoke. Costumes pulled together from old clothes and plastic masks, shoes already uncomfortable, bags already dragging on the pavement. At first, the neighborhood felt safe in the way it always had. Houses they recognized, streets they'd ridden bikes on 1,000 times, parents standing on porches, laughing, waving, pretending not to count heads as groups passed by. As the night went on, the groups thinned. Kids peeled off one by one, turning down familiar driveways, disappearing behind doors that shut quickly against the cold. The lights changed too. Some houses went dark. Some stayed lit but silent. The street lamps buzzed on, casting yellow circles that didn't quite touch each other. That's when he noticed the clown. It was behind them at first, far enough back to be nothing more than a movement. A shape stepping in and out of lights. Tall. Too tall to be one of the younger kids. No bag swinging at its side. No running. No rushing. Just walking. He looked back again after another block. Closer now. Still behind them, still quiet. The costume was simple. White face, red mouth, hair too bright to be real. It didn't move like the other kids had moved all night. No skipping, no darting across lawns. No bending to scoop candy from bowls. Just steady steps. They kept walking. The clown fell back, then drifted forward again. Sometimes it seemed to shrink, swallowed by the dark between streetlights. Sometimes it appeared suddenly closer than it should have been, standing just at the edge of the glow. When they dropped off the next kid, the clown paused across the street. When they walked again, it followed. No noise, no laughter, no tricks. By the time only 2 of them were left, the night felt different. Thicker, like the air itself was paying attention. The clown disappeared. They noticed it at the same time, without saying anything. The stretch of sidewalk behind them was empty. Just trees and fences and a long curve of road that led nowhere familiar. Relief came too fast, almost suspiciously fast. They walked quicker. At the last house, they stopped at the driveway. Porch light on, door waiting. The safety of it felt heavy, like something solid pressing against his back. He turned once more before stepping away. Nothing. No clown, no movement. Just the quiet hum of the streetlight and the crunch of leaves under his shoes. He waited until his friend was inside, until the door shut, until the lock slid home. Then he turned toward his own house. It was only a few blocks, a path he'd walked countless times. A straight shot, really. Down past the park, one more turn, then home. He didn't make it to the corner. The clown was standing in front of him. Not moving, not blocking the sidewalk exactly. Just there. Close enough now to see details. The fabric of the costume stretched too tight in places. The gloves slightly dirty at the fingertips. Shoes that weren't part of any costume set he'd seen. The clown lifted its hands. Slowly. The wig came off. The face underneath was older. Too old to be playing this game. Someone he recognized, though not immediately. The features familiar in the way neighbors are familiar. Someone's older brother. Someone's dad. Someone who'd lived on the street longer than he'd been alive. Relief hit him so hard it made his legs feel weak. The night rearranged itself around that truth. The fear folded inward, embarrassed. The whole thing suddenly made sense. An adult keeping an eye out. A poorly thought out idea. A joke that had gone too far without meaning to. So he walked past. The clown didn't follow. By the time he reached his house, the porch light felt like the brightest thing he'd ever seen. He pushed the door open, dropped the candy bag, and let the warmth wrap around him. Before going upstairs, he looked back out the window. Across the street, under the farthest streetlight, a clown stood, facing the opposite direction. Same costume, same height, same stillness. But watching something else. He never found out who that was. And the next year, when the rules changed and parents walked just a little closer again, no one questioned it. Some things, once noticed, don't need explaining.